Today, a very Germanish review of the Hyundai Ioniq 5 here, the EV test with Autobahn and full speed. With Thomas and Autogefühl, and I recommend to go full screen and watch full length. Let's go. What people love so much about the Ioniq 5 is the design. It has this retro style, at the same time it looks modern, and everyone's thinking like, why hasn't VW gone in that direction? Why didn't they just put the Volkswagen Golf 1 design in an electric vehicle? Everyone would have wished that. They did not. Instead, Ioniq or Hyundai put the Ioniq 5 here in this really cool rectangular design. I just love it. LED standard for the main headlamp, and you can see here the daytime running light in this arcade 90s gaming style. That's really cool. And Gravity Gold is the color for today. Also had the white one at our earlier test. Also looks quite fancy. The length at 4.63 meters or 182 inches, so it is actually a little bit longer than it looks. It looks like a smaller compact hatch, but actually not. So it really competes with the other mid-size EVs, mid-size for European taste actually, like the VW ID.4 or the Tesla Model Y, for example, Ford Mustang Mach-E, and later on in the driving part I will also draw more comparisons and so on. 19 or 20-inch wheels. These are the 20-inch wheels, really large, more this closed aerodynamic design. If you want more comfort, go for smaller ones because there are no more sophisticated suspension upgrades to be bought here or something. Then these crossover wheel arches, again these nice inserts here for this technology style look. The door handles here, they fold out when the car is opened, like at the moment, or then they are actually, just one with the chassis when they're closed. And here, strong C-pillar, once again, kind of Golf style. Wow, and also that rear design, I can just applaud Hyundai for that again. Look at that. We just love this retro, computer game styling. It's just awesome. So from all these competitors, I think the Ioniq 5 and the Ford Mustang Mach-E, they just look coolest, don't they? Tell me your opinion in the comments. They have different models on sale. They have rear-wheel drive and also all-wheel drive models. Rear-wheel drive more goes into 8 seconds something acceleration figure. And here the all-wheel drive, the strong one, all-wheel drive model, 5.2 seconds in the acceleration figure. The charging flap is right here on the passenger side on the right. And once again, also here this design here when it's recharging is really cool. DC charging up to, with the gloves it's really kind of tricky, up to 220 kilowatts. But the thing is, it's just working when the battery is preheated. So when you're speeding it on the motorway for quite some time and then go to the fast charging station, then you have an advantage and really recharge really fast. Yeah, but the thing is, when you go, especially in winter times, to a fast charging station and you haven't speeded on the motorway, then you score figures like these. I've tested it, and then it's just, like mediocre, like 70, 80, at some point then 100 kilowatt, and this is not such a big advantage then that you have this 800 volt architecture. So the only advantage really when fast on the motorway, therefore the battery is already warm, then you can also enjoy this high charging speeds. This is the car key, and when you open it, see here, folds out with the handles, and close it, fold in. It's really nice, and on the key you also have here these park functions. So we've tested it before, and then you can also remotely park in and out your vehicle. Grabbing these handles is not the most practical thing to do. Door closing sound. That is very nice. Good sound. And a very cool and bright interior here. Love that style. And also high build quality, soft touch here, red contrast stitches. Very futuristic interior, cleaned up. Really tidy from that design. Look at that here. You get fabric seats as base, and then you can get also slick surface seats. Let's call them that way, because the difference is when you are in Europe, these here are from animal skin, which doesn't make sense for sustainable EV especially. And in the US, they are then high-grade leatherette. So obviously Hyundai thinks that people who love animals are only in the US and not in Europe. Very strange decision. However, what's really cool, look at that here. This is here for these, this is like a 1,500 euros option. And then you have these relax package, and then, for example, here, and then you can also put that whole seat here backward, you know, like this, and then you kind of have this relaxed lounge seat. It works with the driver's seat and the co-driver seat, and then you can also, you know, put that seat upward like this, so, and then overall they call it the zero gravity seat, and you can do it with both seats, and then maybe, yeah, start snuggling. Yes, super relaxing indeed. This is one of the unique features of this vehicle here. Wow. And here now you can also see this really clean interior setup. Can enjoy it even more. Just relax, and yeah, for example, enjoy while the charging station is active and getting your vehicle ready to drive again. So yeah, just need the driver or the passenger driver then to enjoy together with you together. Well, and the normal driving position is also decent. Steering wheel up, down, in and out. A little bit with that bit resistance in that steering column. Headroom, like this, a lot of headroom still left with 186 or 6'1". The thing is here, seating position wise, this is not SUV. Maybe a little bit higher than in a normal compact hatch or something, rather crossover alike, but from the other competitors here, rather a normal or lower seating position. Once again, the clean setup, 2x 12.25 inch screens here, and good build quality, soft touch here. This is also a nice area, still a manual volume knob like that, and here the glove box, by the way, it doesn't fold, it slides open. So this car indeed has a lot of unique features. Here on the right you can see the climate unit can be accessed very well. It is #capacitive BS though. I would have wished for a manual climate unit, but at least it's separated and you can easily access it. However, when you want to go for seat heating or the heated steering wheel, you have to go here in the infotainment system, and then here for the heated steering wheel or here for the seat heating. That's definitely too complicated. We used to know other things from Hyundai, that Hyundai has the more simple user interface. At least you can put one hotkey here, for example, and use it that it always jumps to the Apple CarPlay or Android Auto. There's the Bose sound system inbuilt in this vehicle, which gives us indeed a very crisp and clear sound. So indeed like that, and you can see here the CarPlay integration goes all the way over the screen. That looks nice. Most of the time you will use it because here the inbuilt map is kinda old school and has this grappling hook effect from Hyundai and Kia or Genesis, and the normal GPS, the inbuilt ones, are not that well usable, so usually I would rely on the Apple CarPlay or Android Auto one then. I have here these buttons for the volume control, for example. That's good to have it. And here also for the cruise control, I can set it here with hard buttons, and good to have a drive mode selector directly on the steering wheel, not with turning, but with pressing. And then you can see how these digital instruments adapt to that. Sports mode, eco or normal. And then you can also have, some other displays in there, but not a real map or something. And you can also get a head-up display here with speed and allow speed, and also some GPS information. Yeah, if the calculation would be ready at some point. Lower part, USB-A connector actually. This is the only one that connects the smartphone connectivity. The two further ones here are just for charging. Then you have an inductive charging pad there, cup holders. And what's interesting, by the way, when I put out the rubber thing here, it says left-hand drive. So obviously there must be a unique right-hand drive model, which is then kind of like topsy-turvy or something. Interesting, right? And then here, this is really interesting, some more space underneath. Well, you need some more cables, because these cables here, these multiple cables, they work in every car I've tested, just not here. And it says the cable not supported. I've tested several ones, so this car doesn't like any USB cable. So, and then you can fold up this console, have a lot of space here. And even more interesting, you can move that whole thing. Here you have to grab it here, and then you can slide it backward or forward. And when you slide this middle console forward, by the way, you can see here you also have more space in the middle part than in the rear. They are really using that EV platform a lot of space, although I'm driving as a tall person. So really spacious in the rear, a lot of headroom as well. Nice bright ceiling here as well. And then you can see here how I can change the inclination here in the manual way, or go forward here to get a little bit more trunk length on demand, or backward then for the most legroom. In the front you do have a trunk, however it's really tiny. Speaking of tiny, 530 liters for that trunk, and the thing is, it's not especially high. That's the thing. So here to the cover, it's really shallow. Here the cabin trolley hardly fits underneath like this. They say they put this one here in a wobbly way that you can also like secure luggage like this, but yeah, you know. Here 1 meter or 40 inches in width, that's actually okay. The length here is almost 1 meter or 40 inches, so you can use it. And here the overall total height here, like this, about 74 centimeters or 29 inches. Below here, by the way, hardly any space for any cable. You rather have it flying around here, or then put it in that very tiny trunk when the cable is small enough. Thomas's driving lounge, Ioniq 5. German motorway, Autobahn, and here we put it to the sports mode, woo. And then we'll do 40 kilometers an hour to, let's see, 100, 150, 180, and here we go, top speed 188 kilometers an hour. Yeah, very spontaneous acceleration, and yeah, of course gets quite noisy in here, but not too loud, and really stable here now at high speeds. Very good to control also from that steering wheel. And let's see now, I released the throttle. About the recuperation, yeah, strong recuperation definitely. And lane change is really good. I have good feeling over the car, very good handling indeed. 20-inch wheels are mounted here at this moment. Feel quite sporty actually, so they make it definitely sportier. If you want more comfort, go for smaller wheels. Now of course the energy consumption went up all the way. It is not the best vehicle for a higher motorway speed as for the energy economy of course. So the Ford Mustang Mach-E, for example, is more, when you say 130 kilometers an hour, like 70, 75 miles an hour, then the Ford Mustang Mach-E, for example, is more efficient than the Ioniq 5. And the Tesla Model Y is also more efficient than this one here, the higher you go in speed. The range, summertime, and well, in winter time when it's not too cold and you don't hammer the throttle all the way, you can score some 400 kilometers or 250 miles. That's comparable to most of the other competitors. Just the Tesla Model Y is better in that respect because it is more efficient. It also doesn't feel SUV-alike, more like normal compact hatch-alike or crossover-alike. So from these EVs we have been testing, here the Hyundai Ioniq 5 feels kind of less or the least SUV-ish. You know, thinking about the trio of VW ID4, Skoda Enyaq, and Audi Q4 e-tron, more like crossover SUV all in direction. The Ford Mustang Mach-E, you say then. It's really funny by the way, because we say in Germany it's like Mach. Yeah, so that one also already feels more SUV-alike. Yeah, and then this one here, I mean, you see it from the outside, yes, and a lot of people look at this car, by the way. So the guys next to me now, they're also watching us here at the moment, saying like, what is this guy doing there? And oh yeah, is that a car review? Let's check it out, you know. Oh, they're hitting YouTube now, I see it. Yeah, what's up? Yeah, so this car is getting the looks, definitely, because it has this modern retro design, can we say it that way? Now we can check once again what if we are at speed already. Let's put it to the sport mode once again. This is why we're in Germany here today. Last time we were in Spain, Valencia, for the Ioniq 5 test. this time we can really floor it out here on the motorway. So I'll put to 80 kilometers an hour and accelerate it out to 150. Yep, that's it. So that was the 80 kilometers an hour to 150 kilometers an hour sprint. And here now in this, is that a Mercedes B-Class overtaking us at 150 kilometers an hour? Sure is. Well, welcome to Germany, guys. Okay. Yeah, so lane change here now at higher speeds. Again, a lot of fun to drive this one. Really cool. It feels definitely way sportier than the looks from the outside promise, actually. What else? As for recuperation, so you can change it here. Holding left pedal, it goes to I pedal. So when I when I leave the throttle now, I was so far in level 3. Even stronger recuperation. I usually want to use that I pedal, but always when I restart the vehicle, that one is going away and it starts at level 3 again. Not sure why they're doing that. Why is it not just that this I pedal function is also being saved when I want to use that in that way? So usually with electric vehicles, I tend to use harsher recuperation, just using the throttle pedal, and that's to me just easier to control. It's the way to drive EVs. So the main thing about this vehicle here for me is, it gives you also while driving this rather unique feeling, driving something special, driving something that goes into the future. So excellent driving characteristic, super good in handling, a lot of fun, very powerful, nice from that steering, really crisp and direct, and of course the excellent charging speed if the battery is already preheated. So when you have been, Janine talked about that earlier, when you have been hammering the motorway all the time, that's where it usually comes into play that you want to do fast charging. Then the fast charging is working at these promised high speeds, but not when you did not hammer the vehicle. That's the thing here about the recharging. So yeah, this 800 volt infrastructure then, or architecture as you say, is then at some point a little bit of a marketing gag, not working in a in such a way than it does with the Porsche Taycan or with the Audi e-tron GT. But then again, they are also way more expensive. So once again, a very good EV, no doubt about that. To me, it is not the best EV on the market. As for the Kia EV6, it comes close in very many respects. The technology is kind of the same they're using here in the Hyundai Ioniq 5. Of course, a little bit different from the user interface, and also a little bit better as for the trunk, for example, a little bit more efficient, but most of the stuff we told you today about this vehicle will more or less also count for the Kia EV6. And if you want to check out more EV episodes from these competitors, which are really interesting because they are coming more and more very close here definitely, then you should tune in to the competitors, for example the Tesla Model Y and the Ford Mustang Mach-E. Oh, and the police also says hi. Glad they had kept the speed today.